Let's get into it. Coach Colin here. Whatever MK Ultra mind control these talking heads in the mainstream media go through in order to spew the misinformation and just overall vile content that they spew every day, I think it's wearing off on Chris Cuomo. I'm not sure what's going on here, but Trump just went through a second assassination attempt, as everybody knows. Made a video about that earlier. But now, Chris Cuomo just came out with a kind of apology and almost like this waking up. It's very interesting to see what's going on here with him. Let's see. Look at that. Now the eyes that he's given us right now, looks like he's still MK Ultra. I'm not going to lie, but listen to what he has to say. Listen to this.
20 years ago for barricading himself in a room with all these weapons. Where are we caring about one another? Where are we taking care of our own? Where are we pushing to get help? We're leaving people languishing, dying on the streets. What is going on with us? I don't get it. That's why I reached out to Trump. I wanted to just say, listen, I'm really sorry that this is going on and it's being dealt with this way. Not because I'm in favor of his politics or what he says. I criticize him all the time. That's my job, and he deserves it. But he doesn't deserve this. A guy pointing an AK-47 at him while he's playing golf? And we take solace in the fact that the guy didn't get any rounds off. That does not work for me. If I had been through what that guy's been through in the last 2 months, you would not know where I am. You would never see me on TV again. No way I would do that. I don't know how he does it. He's got kids, they're adults, but he's got grandkids. He's got a wife. People giving crap to Melania Trump, worrying about whether or not there was a plot around his husband. How could she not? I don't think she's right, but I totally get why she feels that way, and people mock her. And then her husband has a guy pointed with an AK-47. Where are those people apologizing? That's what it's time for. I should not have come at you, Melania Trump, for suggesting that maybe there was something more afoot. I get your paranoia. I get your feelings. You have a right to that. There's nothing wrong with saying that, with being a basic, decent human being. It has gotten too out of control, too far from where we need to be and how we need to be. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know.
Man, there you go. I mean, Chris Cuomo, known for just being a straight up hack. And believe me, I like what he said, but I'm not going to let up on the guy, okay? Okay? He was one of those stay inside people, and if you didn't want to stay inside during that time and do the thing that they wanted us to do, he was making us all feel real bad for that. So, never going to let up on him, okay? But very interesting what he had to say just now. I mean, very true, of course, but I have to say, kind of really funny to hear Chris Cuomo say, where are all the people apologizing to Melania? Now, it's not that I don't agree, but where is him apologizing to all of us for what he put us through during the pandemic? Where's that apology? Don't worry about those people, okay? What about you? Like, now that you've woken up and you see a little bit, where are you apologizing to all of us? You know what I mean? Horse goo. Oh, Joe Rogan's taking horse goo. I mean, it's really laughable. Sitting there chuckling with Don Lemon. I'm just saying, I'll get back to what we're talking about here. But I'm just saying, you know what I mean? But he is right. It is kind of wild the way people are handling this. Not people, there's some radical left people that are going to handle this disgustingly as they did the first time. And what a crazy sentence that is to have to say. Because it's not like it was 4 years ago. It was just a little while ago, weeks ago. But, yeah, they're going to try and memory hole it. They're going to try and make everybody forget about this because, what does it do? Makes Donald Trump look good, makes him look resilient, really pushes aside, and Chris Cuomo even brought it up, this whole "you'd never see me again if this was me." Think about Chris Cuomo. Right now, he's just, semi-independent. He has his own YouTube channel. He does News Nation, Patrick Bet David podcast. He's nowhere near as rich as Trump. So people have to start losing the whole he's in it for himself. He's not in it for himself. First of all, he could easily just go be rich, build up that empire, make sure that it's worth even more money, and just be rich. And then people are like, well, he's trying to avoid jail. He's a billionaire. He's always going to avoid jail. Like, what are you thinking? He could stop right now and be like, I don't care, and just hire literally 100 lawyers, just 100 from different places, different countries, and just make it so I don't go to jail. And they'd be like, okay, cool, no problem. And that'd be it. He's not in it for himself, obviously. Yeah, people really have to understand. And did you see the gangster way? I gotta find it for you guys. The gangster way that Trump responded. I don't know why I didn't bring this up. It didn't come to me. I'm always doing this live, guys. Like when it comes to me taking notes, I got like 3 notes on this paper. You know what I mean? But the gangster way, Trump, assassination, Birdie. I'll just write that. Birdie. Let's see if JD Vance's clip pops up. Is this it? Oh yeah, this is it. Here, listen to this. Here, listen to this.
We get that like 1 hour. All right, we can play video games, and then before mom comes back, we got to cut that crap out. Sorry, honey. I just told on myself. But we're sitting there, and I get a phone call. It says Donald J. Trump, so I answer it. And he says, JD, you won't believe it. They just tried to do it again. I said, what did they try to do? He said, well, they just tried to shoot me again. And I said, what? No way. I almost couldn't believe it when he first told me. And I said, oh, my God, sir, I'm so glad you're okay. But, you're physically okay. Clearly, you wouldn't be calling me. Are you okay in all the ways that matter? And he said, yeah, I'm doing fine. And that's just who he is. He just gets almost shot a second time, and he's totally fine. He was a little annoyed about one thing, though. He was mad because he was on the 6th hole, and he was about to make a birdie putt. And he said, I'm kind of pissed off they wouldn't let me finish my birdie. I was having the round of my life, and I said, well, okay, sir, I think it makes sense, though, that they got you off the golf course. But, it goes to show there is a difference in leadership style. There is a guy who takes a bullet to the head and stands up and says, fight, fight, fight. There is a guy who takes a second almost assassination attempt and responds to it with grace and good humor. And then there's a woman who is terrified of the American media. Who do we think ought to be the President of the United States? Donald J. Trump.
Just amazing. This guy's like, can I finish the hole? You got the guy, right? Okay, is there another one? Can I just finish this one hole? I'm about to beat the crap out of this guy. Okay, we got a lot riding on this game. Absolutely amazing, to handle it that way. But again, going back to what Chris Cuomo said, he's 100% right. People should be apologizing to Melania. And I'll even show you guys that video. I didn't plan on showing this video at all, because when I first saw it, I was like, this is AI. I don't know if anybody else has seen it. Here, I'll play it for you. But right away, my mind, and again, you kind of have to go that way nowadays. Oh, yeah, and then we'll talk about Don Lemon, this guy. Jeez. What a loser this guy is. I'll show you that one after. But you see what I mean? Like, look at her skin. It's all perfect. I was like, this is not real. This is not a real person. But it is. And she really said this. It's actually on her Twitter page. So listen to this.
The attempt to end my husband's life was a horrible, distressing experience. Now, the silence around it feels heavy. I can't help but wonder, why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter before the speech? There is definitely more to this story, And we need to uncover the truth.
That's it. That's what she said. And a bunch of people were like, oh, are you serious? You actually want to know who tried to kill your husband? Oh, come on. Cry me a river. I'm telling you, man, I'll say it 100 times on this podcast. All senses of decency go out the window when it comes to Trump. People just toss their decency straight out the window. The humanity, the sympathy, everything when it comes to Trump. Here, I want to get close on this. Don Lemon makes a video about this same video. Here, I'll let it play.
More to this story. And we need to uncover the truth.
He basically makes a video just while she's talking the whole time, just shaking his head and rolling his eyes. Like, what? It's so crazy. It's so crazy. Could you imagine Don Lemon's reaction if somebody was like talking about like police brutality is out of control and there's the war on young black men. Oh, and they made a video and they're like, how crazy he would go. Oh my gosh, absolutely ridiculous. But see, this is the thing with Don Lemon. I've seen this 100 times because I got no respect for the guy. And, you know, I'm not putting myself down. He's basically on the same level as me now. I got another channel. My main channel performs better than his channel. He's on the same level. He's doing man on the street stuff. People don't even know who he is. So I get what he's doing. He has to do stuff like this in order to get some clout of some kind. But like, man, you gotta read the room, bro. You're not a part of CNN anymore, bro. You're doing man on the street interviews. People are gonna see you. You crazy? You're not just like away from society anymore. This lady here actually said this. What's her name? I dislike this lady a lot. Stacey Plaskett of the Virgin Islands, Democrat Virgin Islands, sorry. And this is what she said about Trump just weeks ago. Listen to this crazy faux pas.
Having Trump not only have had the codes, but now having the classified information for Americans and being able to put that out and share it in his resort with anyone and everyone who comes through should be terrifying to all Americans, and he needs to be stopped.
Are you crazy? Are you serious right now? She said he needs to be shot, then corrected herself, stopped. Wow. Right away, people are like, this lady needs to resign. People who are Trump supporters, they're calling for her to resign. She's obviously not going to. I mean, take a look at everything the Democrats are doing. You think they're going to resign over that? They don't even care that he got shot. They're not. Look what they're doing to the people. Look what they're doing to the country. You think they're going to resign over that? They're not. No one's resigning. Those people are going to have to be voted out. And that's the most I'll say about it. You know, they need to be voted out. You want to do things properly. No violence. You want people to be democracy, right? You know. But very, very interesting stuff going on with Chris Cuomo. He's waking up from the MK Ultra that is being thrusted upon him. You know, maybe there's hope for Don Lemon. Maybe Don Lemon will wake up too. That'd be great to see. You know, Don Lemon will shake it off just like Chris. He'll be like, oh my God, all the things I've said. I've been such a douchebag. Oh my God. Can you imagine that video? And you get 10 million views, 100%. But yeah, Chris Cuomo, he's waking up, even said that he called Trump, apologized. You know, I think Chris Cuomo, I made fun of him in another video where I was talking about how he's never really told the truth before. I think he's getting used to this whole truth thing. He's like, this actually works really well. You know, people like it. You know, I tell the truth. Everybody's happy. My wife doesn't look at me with shame when I walk in. My kids actually talk to me. I don't know. I like this thing, this truth thing. This is pretty cool. And then I don't have to think about what I said later on. He's like, wow. Jeez, this truth thing. Does everybody do this? This what regular people do? Sometimes, man. It's what we try to do, man. But honestly, hats off to him for actually being able to say that type of thing, to understand that he's wrong, and to kind of wake up. But one thing that I will end on this, he says, what's going on with us? But, you know, you can't blanket statement things, right? But when he talks about us, what he's really talking about is the Democrats. He's like, why don't they care? Why don't we care about people? Why are we leaving people like this? There are so many Trump supporters. What do they want? They want to take care of the vets. They want to take care of old people, disability, you know, real, not just wild welfare, just, you know, taking advantage. They want to take care of Americans. Hey, stop all that money going to Ukraine. Take care of Americans. Stop help with the fentanyl crisis going on. Kensington, Philadelphia. People in Chicago are talking about the residents. There are people all over the place who are Trump supporters who are talking about putting America first. It's literally right alongside MAGA is America first. That's what people want. It's not the people who are America first and the people who are Trump supporters who are saying open up that border. It's not the people who are saying more illegal immigrants. You know, there's certain people when he's asking about, oh, why don't we care? There's certain people, you know, I won't say it's all Democrats, but a lot of it's the Democrats. I won't say it's all people who, you know, identify as a Democrat, but there's a lot of people who are sitting back thinking everything Kamala Harris and Joe Biden has done is just fine because they're not Donald Trump. So when he asks what's going on with us, he's really asking what's going on with these Democrats. And I'll even be kind enough to say that there's a certain section of these Democrats who have infiltrated and they have the most bad faith you could possibly have. I'll be nice and say it like that. But anyways, guys, I just figured I'd bring that to you really quick. People are waking up. Too bad it takes someone pointing an AK-47 at Donald Trump for it to happen, but it's happening nonetheless. Like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. Other than that, I'm out.